Now, this is the Fox 11 News at 10.
Millions await SNAP benefits, and thousands of flights nationwide are delayed or canceled. Senate Republicans developed a plan to keep the government open through January 31st. It would also fund the Department of Veterans Affairs and...
May I have your attention, please?
We were both positive we were not going to make it back here.
Travelers flying into Hollywood Burbank Airport were on edge Saturday after hearing about the FAA cutting back on flights to reduce pressure on air traffic controllers during the shutdown.
I was just double checking, quadruple checking to see if my flight was still was still on time, wasn't delayed, wasn't canceled.
The FAA has ordered airlines to phase in a 10% reduction in their flight schedules at 40 of the busiest airports. That includes LAX, which saw more than 50 cancellations Saturday, and Ontario Airport, which had only a few cancellations, but over 50 delays.
I ended up rerouting my flight.
This woman was supposed to land at LAX, but changed her flight to Hollywood Burbank Airport in hopes of avoiding any disruption.
I still had about an hour delay, but at least my flight made it home, so I'm happy about that.
The FAA says reductions are starting at 4% of flights at the targeted 40 airports and will bump up to 10% on Friday. The disruptions will affect service at many smaller airports as well. This week, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warned even more flight cuts might be needed if the shutdown continues and more air traffic controllers are off the job.
Kilo, hold short of Delta and then contact ground 12165.
Yeah, friends and family who are both trying to make plans for the holidays.
Many travelers are thinking about what's going to happen less than 3 weeks from now if the shutdown inches closer to Thanksgiving week, one of the busiest travel periods of the year.
Everyone's kind of panicking because we don't know. It's really crazy.
Now, as of last check, John Wayne Airport had about 2 cancellations today. Burbank here had 8. A reminder for folks again, it's not just air traffic controllers right now who are working without pay. It's also TSA workers who are working without pay. So it's just a widespread impact on this government shutdown. Pretty live in Burbank tonight. Rachel Aragon, back to you.
All righty, we are taking a look at our satellite and our radar. We are under beautiful conditions through this evening, and this is going to be the case through our weekend. You know, we started off this way where temperatures were on the warm side. They'll continue that way through our weekend. Let's talk about what's to come as we do roll over into tomorrow here. We are expecting that our temperatures will be on the warmer side. We're having a little bit of a difficulty here, but let me see what I can get pulled up for you. I want to talk about some temperatures. Temperatures in the last 24 hours have dropped. We've seen temperatures about 2 to 4 degrees cooler across some of the areas. Santa Monica, as well as areas north of LA, 2 to 5 degrees warmer than where we were this time yesterday. Where does that put us temperature-wise? That puts us into the 50s as well as the 60s. We're at 61 in Burbank. Oxnard coming in at a nice 60. We're at 1013 right now, so not too bad out there. 56 in Corona, 73 holding up in Palm Springs. and Big Bear, you're still holding at 34 degrees. Here's a look at some temperatures. We are seeing our temperatures above their averages for today. But let's see what happened across the area. We had temperatures in the 60s and 70s along that coastline. We had some 60s that did continue across our mountains for today. We had some 70s as well as 80s the further inland you went. We had some 90s back on the map. We talked about that very nice warm up for today. 90s across our low deserts as well as some 80s into our valleys. As we dip into tonight, we are expecting that we will be under mostly clear skies. With that, temperatures doing what they should be doing around this time of the year. That is going to place us in the 50s as well as the 60s. 45 in Palmdale tonight. Big Bear, it was chilly last night. You're going to have another one of those evenings where temperatures dropping below that freezing mark. 31 degrees. Palm Springs will dip down into the 60s and 58 in Long Beach. Here's a look at those current wind directions. We are moving at about 3 to 5 miles per hour, so fairly calm out there. We did have a few wind advisories that carried into this weekend, and I can note that we are expecting, with the shift of that onshore to offshore flow, we are expecting to see those winds picking up across some of the area, especially moving into tomorrow. Here's a look at our future gusts. Through this evening, we may see some of those winds hit the teens across that I-5 corridor, but also up and through the Santa Clarita area, about 10 to 16 miles per hour. There's a look at what is happening throughout the day tomorrow. Again, winds picking up tomorrow. They'll be dropping back down into our Monday. I'll be back with a look at how your temperatures are really warming up tomorrow into Monday, and then the precipitation headed this way. For now, Susan, back to you.
Thank you, Star. Well, we've got more news ahead for you. Coming up, Governor Newsom is in Texas rallying Democratic support just days after his big Prop 50 win here in California. His message to voters.